and then that's it. And we don't need to, you guys will do that later on in life, maintain those friendships. But it's also a great experiment, and I know this seems like a weird lesson to learn from this, but it's a great lesson on how personalities can work together to accomplish something. We've all played games with a bunch of Rambos, right? That guy that comes bursting through the door, how long does he usually last in those missions? I'm down again. Yeah, we know. Who's that out? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to sneak in. Who's out there in the middle of the field? Who's not following the team plan? Oh, the dead guy. Right? Yeah. The other thing is we're not allowed to play the missions, solo, if we're not all available. So there's no, okay guys, so I played this last night before we're gonna play it, and there's a surprise ending, the doors will open, and then be like, dude, one night a week I play video games, one night a week. Do you have to ruin the moment for me? So no one's allowed to do that, right? So the lesson is that even with very strong personalities, because you're talking about, like, the guys I play with are some of the voice actors, and directors, and like they're all part of this world. So we all have very strong personalities. So to be able to come up with a plan and actually accomplish it so that all team members are alive at the end of the plan, unless someone's like, look, I'm going to sacrifice myself, this part of the mission. I'm going to draw the attention of everyone, hold them as long as I can so that you guys can accomplish the thing. Okay, that's still part of the plan. If you can do that, you can also then really take that same kind of approach to life. Because working in a production company is the same kind of thing. You've got very strong creative minds, the art department, the music department, the producers, whatever. How do you get these people to come together to create the show without it being a battle of whose idea is better than the other person's idea, rather than the common goal of let's just make a great show, let's accomplish a mission. So that's what's fun for me. That's why it's more fun for me to game like that than it is for me to just go, look, I got the high score of everybody in North America because I spent 40 hours this week playing this game. Big deal. How about, can you keep all 4 of your guys alive in this one very difficult mission where there's 50 bogeys against you? How many times have you had the whole team survive as opposed to, I got the high score, it's not about yourself. So anyway, that's the kind of games I play. All right, who's got another question for me? Yes. I'm speaking right now. Do you not think I sound like Kaiba just in general? I drink from my Blue Eyes White thermos. Right? Yeah, bad betting. I designed this, obviously, because it can take a beating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
That was pretty funny. I know. There was some fun stuff in there. And of course, that's part of the original script. We did tweak things, but yeah, they had a sense of humor about it, which was good. It was pretty awesome. All right, who else got a question for me? Yeah.
Have you ever played any Halo games?
All of them. Yeah, we did that too. Yeah. Anything that's cool, co-op, multiplayer, mission-based, that's what we played. I don't remember. That was a while ago. We also read the reviews of every game before we buy it, because we only play one game. Because it's only that Wednesday night, right? I have other things to do besides play video games all week long, so that game usually lasts like 2 months or longer. And then we all buy the next game. And then we do that. That's what because otherwise I'd be playing, my favorite game probably was like Fallout. And I think three? Not the last one. I played that forever. That was single player. I played that forever. I can't do that anymore. That's like, just one more minute. Anything where there's like you can keep accomplishing things and it keeps auto-saving, save. You're like, just one more mission. It's like, oh, it's 3 a.m. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, it's 6 a.m. The sun is coming up. That's not good. Especially because, I gig at night too. So like, I'm a night owl. It doesn't help me to then on my off nights to be playing video games till 6 o'clock in the morning. So, yes. Any other questions? Yeah.
Did you enjoy making the Pokemon Christmas batch?
Yes. Are you familiar with the fantastic album, the Pokemon Christmas Bash? I wrote that song and produced it. We were begging them to let the actors do something finally for the music, with the actual characters singing songs instead of the hired session singers. We're like, don't you think the fans want to hear the actual characters do these songs? And so back and forth. Finally, we wrote that song, and that sort of started the, hey, let's make a Christmas album. So yeah, I mean, that song was fun to do. I can't say I'm a big fan of everything else that's on that record. You know, I mean, just so you understand the way the production stuff works, fans will say, well, why did you guys change the music on the original, from the original Pokemon show or the Yu-Gi-Oh show? Why didn't you use the original Japanese music? Does anybody have an idea why? Nobody wants to take a guess. Why would we rescore the music to make it our own? Yeah.
Culture reasons?
No.
Copyright.
No.
Make it your own.
Why?
Didn't you just make it your own, so it's your
No.
own thing? Copyright?
Network?
No. So here's the deal. When the show is licensed around the globe and redubbed in other languages, they have to use the music that we did, not the original Japanese music. Royalties. Worldwide royalties. More money was probably made on the music of those shows than anything else. Right? The toy licensing, yeah, great, whatever. But every time that show was used and aired, it made royalties on the music. If we used the original Japanese music, the Japanese composers would make that money. And they didn't redub the show. And they didn't reformat the show. And they didn't relicense the show around the world. Actors don't make the money because they're replaced in each different language. But not the music. Had to be the same. So that was a huge money part of the production. It is on any show like that. That's what they do. So we were like, well, if you're doing songs that require singing, why wouldn't you have the characters do it, even if not all of them are singers? So that's how that worked. Yeah, people thought, oh, is that you singing the theme song to the Pokemon? Then I'm like, no, that's not me. Those were all session people, all of them, except on the live Pokemon Live. Has anyone ever heard about Pokemon Live? That was at Radio City. Yeah. So it's actually a very funny story because we were invited to see Pokemon Live, the voice actors, and I met an actor who was playing James in the live version, a very talented, now very famous actor named Andrew Reynolds, who was in Book of Mormon. He was nominated for Best Solo Male Performance in a Show, and he's been on some sitcoms. Very, very funny guy. But he was playing the physical version of James because he looks like James and moved like James. It was great. But the cast album for that live show is all of the songs were performed by the stage actors, except for Two Perfect Girls, which was from the show. They brought me in to sing it. So I'm the only voice actor on the live cast album because the guy that played Brock looked just like Brock, but sounded nothing like Brock. And so the executive producers were like, you have to sing that song. We're not having him sing that song. Even though he sang the song in the live show. So if you bought the album, you're like, oh, that guy really did sound like Brock. No, that's because that's Brock singing, not that Brock. Anyway, so there you go. All right, any more questions for me? We have so much time together this morning, yes?
Are jelly-filled donuts really your favorite?
No, I'm not a big sweets eater. I really am not.
Do you like frying pans?
I do. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I just posted a picture the other day where I was having dinner with actually Veronica Taylor. She and I were having dinner together at a convention, and there was a tiny frying pan that was used for an hors d'oeuvre, and I said, just in case it rains, I'm prepared. And I would say a bunch of fans appreciated the reference. It was the smallest tiny frying pan, yeah.
To relate to the frying pan, you're doing autographs. How many times have you gotten to find one of those?
I'd say probably 50.
That's all right.
Yeah, if you're going to bring me a frying pan to sign, I recommend The Teflon coated ones have the bottom of them is where I have to sign them. If I sign the Teflon side, even in a Sharpie, it will rub off over time. That's the magic of the Teflon. So I have to sign the back, which actually makes it better to hang. Because if you hang the frying pan with the frying side up, it sits away from the wall. But it'll sit flat on your wall. That's a much better way to sign it. I'm just saying.